Hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Leadership Satsang. I'm your leadership coach, Yupti Kapoor Mendirata, welcoming you all. Thank you so much for joining in. And because we are so close to India's 78th independence year, I thought it's important to really spend some time to understand what freedom truly means. And so it's not just a topical topic, it is also very, very important for us to understand the real meaning of freedom. What does it really mean when we celebrate freedom? As a country, it is about having our own constitution, our own economic and political system. But as an individual, as a human, what does it really mean to be free? What does independence truly mean? What would that feeling of being free feel like? And how often do we get to feel it? How badly do we really want a deeper sense of freedom in our life? And how can it serve us in how many ways is an exploration that we could have together today. So thank you once again for joining in. And before we go deeper into this exploration, as always, let's first get into this moment completely. So please join me as we chant Om together 5 times. I would request you all to be comfortable wherever you are and take a nice deep breath in. Out. And let us just forget about the world and forget about everything just for some time. Let us create this half an hour session, this leadership satsang session as your me time. Let's connect back to ourselves. And that's where your real home is, right? Just this here within you, your core. So let's connect with your core using this chant. You can close your eyes if you like. Make sure that your spine is straight so that energy can flow through your body. And take another deep breath in and out. And prepare ourselves to chant Om 5 times. I will keep the count for you. Let's take a deep breath in and prepare to start the chant. Breathe in. Shanti. 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 And whenever you're ready, please rub your palms together. Gently placing them on your eyes and face, ears, and your entire body, and slowly come back. And as you do, please tell me if you hear 100%. Give me 100% in the comments, please, if you hear with me right now. And as you share that, also share which part of the world are you in right now? Where are you connecting from today? I just find it so amazing how powerful this chant is. Seriously, I mean, every time I do it, it makes me realize how easy it can be to come back home, to connect with yourself. When nothing seems to be going your way, when nothing seems to make sense, just close yourself, close your eyes and yourself from the world and connect with your core using this chant. You will feel the magic. The more you do, the easier it gets to go deeper, much faster. Just with 5 chants, it's as if I've just reset my system here. It's just beautiful. How are you feeling right now? Babu, thank you for joining in. Aarti, good to have you here. Hi, Indiran, very good evening. Hi, Prem Raj, so good to have you here. Raidu, nice to have you. Chida, fantastic. Thank you for joining in. How was the chant for you? Are you feeling connected with yourself? Because this connection is going to get deeper today. We're going to have a very, very important discussion. And I would love to make this more interactive. So let's be super, super active on comments today because it's really important for me to understand your understanding of freedom before I throw some more light on it and share some insights on what freedom can truly mean. I would love to know what it means to you and how important is this sense and this feeling of freedom for you. Yeah, feeling connected with yourself, Raghu. Thank you for sharing. Prem Raj from Mumbai, of course. Yeah, Raghu from Chennai. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So here is my first question. Are you really free? Are you truly free? How do you feel about that? When I ask you this question, are you truly free in your life? Are you free to do what you want? What does freedom mean to you? Let's have that in the chat, please. Let's hear it from you. What is your understanding of freedom? Yeah, let's have it in the chat. What does freedom mean to you? No, Aarti, you think you're not free? You're not truly free in life because what is taking away that sense of feeling for you, freedom for you? Think about the question here, right? When we talk about freedom, that I want to be free, I want to break free. What does that mean to you? What does it mean to you? Freedom for me is to do anything my heart wants without being judged. Okay, let's write this down, Aarti. Okay, I love this clarity you have. Let's challenge this and see where does this freedom lie and where is it going to come from? So I'm hoping that by the end of this session itself, you start experiencing a lot more freedom in your life. Maybe that'll happen. If you're listening carefully and if you are making this interactive and you're jumping in with your insights and, answering the questions, I will encourage you to. Maybe freedom is just 20 minutes away from you. Freedom to me means the ability to live authentically, okay? Making choices that align with my values and aspirations. Okay, Mithun? Got it? Got it. What about the rest who joined me live? There you do. Prem Raj, Indiran, Chira, what does freedom mean to you? What is your understanding of freedom? What is freedom? What does freedom mean? Celebrating Independence Day is great. It's the moment where we want to recall what it feels like to have your own space and run your country the way you want, right? Without the influence of any other country that runs the show for you. But if you really go levels deeper, we'll realize that independence or freedom is just protecting the boundaries on a piece of land, isn't it? But even if those boundaries are protected, and you are told or you believe that, okay, this piece of land that I live on is free from any other country that could impose its power. People living on that piece of land, how free are they feeling? How free do you feel in your day-to-day life? Can you bring that sense of independence in the way you live your life? Isn't that an interesting and fascinating question to think about? Isn't that important to think about? That, am I really free? I could be living in a free country, but am I truly free in my life? What does freedom even mean to me? Freedom means expressing myself in a world, okay? Able to take responsibility for my own life and decisions, okay? Do things I want to do at the moment. Freedom to me means I can do anything I want. Okay, freedom to me means ability to live authentically. Got it. All right, so here is my next question. Thank you for your response. Next question, and a very important one, is to what extent do you think you are free? Given your understanding of freedom, this is my understanding of freedom, that freedom means expressing myself in the world, or freedom means taking responsibility of my decisions. On a scale of 10, 10 being completely free, how free do you think you are in your life? Let's have your response in the chat, please. Give me a number on a scale of 10, 10 being completely free. How free do you feel in your life? 8 on 10, 4 on 10. Thank you. 6 on 10, Jairam. Okay. 5 on 10. 7. Okay. 6 on 10. Thank you for your response. 6. Okay. Next question, and the last one for now. How free do you want to be on this scale of 10? If you're a 6 on 10, how free would you want to be? What is that level of freedom or that sense of freedom you would like to bring in your life? If it's a 6 on 10, how much would you like it to be instead? Give me a number in the chat, please. So the earlier question was, how free do you think you are? How much freedom do you feel in your life on a scale of 10? You said 6 on 10. How much would you like it to be instead? 10 on 10? Yeah, you want to move from 6 on 10 to 8 on 10? Indiran wants to get a 10 on 10. 9 or 10 for Babu? 10 on 10 for Chida? Okay. All right. I'm working very closely with you here because I really do respect people who take time out for conscious learning. And these are the people I'm interacting with right now because you've joined me live. So you know that this half an hour is going to be your me time. And we've been doing this for now many, many weeks. And so now it's something that we all look forward to it. So let's work together. I want to work with all of you here who joined me. Look at the answer to these 3 questions I just asked you. What was my first question? What does freedom mean to you? Second question, on a scale of 10, how free do you think you are in your life? Last question, third question, how free would you like to be? So you said, freedom to me means being able to do whatever I want to do. I'm a 6 on 10. I would like to be a 10 on 10. Whatever is the answer to these 3 questions, let's look at it carefully. And let's start working on this so that we start moving from the 6 towards that 9 or 8 or 10 that you want to be. Would that be cool or super cool? What do you think? Would it be cool or super cool if you're able to bring in some more freedom and that deep sense of freedom in your life? Would it be cool or super cool? Give it to me in the comments, please. And then we can start working towards it and let's see if we can make that happen. Cool? Give me cool or super cool in the comments. And as you do that, I'm again going back to some of the definition that you've shared with me on freedom. Freedom means I can do what I want. Freedom means do things that I want to do at that moment. Freedom means expressing myself in the world. Okay. Now, whatever is this definition of freedom that you have in front of you, I want you to ask yourself, who is stopping you to be as free as you want to be? Who is really stopping you? Who is stopping you from taking responsibility of your own life and decisions, if that's what freedom means to you? Who is stopping you from expressing yourself in the world? Who is stopping you from doing whatever you want or do things in the moment that you want? What is freedom? Freedom is lack of coercion, lack of force. That's the dictionary definition of freedom, right? Freedom means when you are not forced to do something. And so you call that as freedom. In other words, it means you are making a choice. You do whatever you do as your choice. And when you are able to choose, you feel more free. You think that, okay, I can do what I want to do. I can choose to not do whatever I don't want to do. And so if there is more choice, listen to this carefully, okay? If there is more choice that I can make, there is more freedom that I experience. Do you agree? Can we agree in the chat if you agree? That if I'm able to make more choice, right? If I'm able to choose more, or make more choices, I'm able to bring that sense of freedom, that I'm free to choose whatever I choose. Do you agree? What stops you is the society, the family, and myself. Okay. Okay, let's keep looking at it. Okay, something is going to come out of that very soon. Very soon. Let's just get into this exploration with some curiosity. Okay, we'll have some fun with this. No lecture here. It's very important to understand the meaning of freedom before we learn how to bring it into our life. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Aarti and Jainam, for your response. So we understand that if you're able to make more choices, we will bring in a deeper sense of freedom. We also need to remember, therefore, that every choice has a consequence. And you may want to write this down because it's a very important reminder. Every choice has a consequence. Whatever we choose to do, that action will lead to a certain response or reaction. And that is what we call as a consequence. And so we need to take the responsibility of the consequences as well. So which means that freedom comes with responsibility. If we are not ready to take responsibility, we will not experience that sense of freedom we are looking for. And you know what will happen? Worst thing that will happen is for you to look around waiting for somebody else to set you free. But no one else can, because no one else is holding you back. And that is true. It is not esoteric, philosophical, or spiritual. It is a reality. When we don't take the responsibility of making decisions, we let somebody else make those decisions for us. And then we say that, you know what, I don't have the freedom to decide for myself. Well, you do. Not deciding is also a decision. And sometimes that's what we choose, to not decide. Why? Because I don't want to take the responsibility if things go wrong. And if you're not ready to take the responsibility, you will never be ready to make the choices. And because you're not making those choices, you will not feel as free as you would like to. Think about what I'm saying here. Therefore, what is really holding you back? And what is coming between you and this freedom that you are seeking is your own lack of taking responsibility. The inability to take responsibility is what takes away freedom from our life. You are free when you are ready to take the responsibility of the consequences of every choice that you make. And no matter how many options are available to you in any or whichever situation, the options are always limited. There is always a limit to whatever options that you have in front of you. And you need to choose from the limited options available. And every option will be connected to a certain consequence. Having said that, the ease of taking responsibility comes in further if we learn to expand the options in some way. Now, this could be a little tricky, but I'm trying to explain this to you in a very simple way. You see, if you present a situation to a child and say that, you know what, you need to study right now. Would you like to study science or maths? You're giving two options. Now, the mind is led to just the options available, and the child picks one over the other. And the third option always is, I don't want to study. Okay, that's the third option. But if you insist that these are the two options, then the child picks up from one of the two options available. As we grow older, there are many situations that we face where we need to make decisions. And those decisions are based on maybe 3 or 4 or 5 or 20 options available to you. Is that right? Say you complete your school, now the option is which stream to follow. You complete your college, now the option is which organization to work for. Right? You kind of done with your corporate stint, and then your options are whether to work or start your own business or whatever ABC other options that you have. What helps us to bring in more ease is to learn how to expand our thinking. The choices that you think are available to you are not the only choices available. Let's listen to this carefully. The choices that you think are available to you are not the only choices available. They are just the choices that you're able to see as of now. Are there more choices possible? The answer is yes. What do you need to do for that? You need to expand your perspective. You need to see beyond the known. You need to see beyond your comfort zone. You need to go beyond the risk levels that you have set for yourself. Or maybe expand your knowledge. Or maybe expose yourself to different environments so that you get deeper and wider understanding of the world around you, and then start adding more options to the list of options available. And now instead of 3, you have 13 to choose from. Are you understanding here what I'm saying? There are levels of understanding we have to establish here when it comes to freedom. The first level of understanding, very surface level of understanding, is what does freedom even mean to be? Matlab kya hai freedom ka mere liye? Kya matlab hai? When I say I want to be free, I'm not free to do what I want to do. What do I even mean by that? Right? Now I'm telling you, the next level is, okay, you've got some understanding of what freedom means to me. My next question to you is, what is holding you back from doing whatever you want to do? Oh, people are holding me back. How are they holding you back? If I do what I want to do, they get hurt. Okay. Why do they get hurt? Because they expect me to do everything with them. Okay. What is it that you can do about it to help them understand how important it is for you to get your space? How can you make your communication more open, more loving, more accepting, more transparent, more honest, more authentic? What is it that you can do within your circle of influence? There are many things. And you know what? In that circle of influence, as you go deeper to understand what is it that I can do, you might be able to come up with 2, 3 ways of managing the situation to bring in more freedom. If you learn how to think, if you push yourself to widen your perspective, which means to understand other people's perspective, to understand different ways of looking at the situation, not just my way, not just see it from where I see it from where maybe other people are seeing it. And that's when I'm able to see the same thing in different ways. It helps me to further expand the set of options available to choose from. And when I have more choices to make, I feel more free. Freedom is not shrugging off your responsibility. That's not what freedom means. Freedom is not forgetting everything and running away. Escape is not freedom. Cowardice is not freedom. Right? Shrugging off responsibilities, that's not freedom. Because you're not going to run away from yourself. No matter how far you run away from people and your responsibilities, you still will have to carry your own self wherever you go. The real freedom is in the ability to free yourself from your own mind, from your own self-created limitations, from your own unforgiving critique. And this is going to go with you wherever you go. So you can break out of that relationship which you carry as a burden, and you are still not free. You can abandon your job or your family, and you will still not feel free. I can guarantee you that, because freedom is not dependent upon people around who you think are holding you back. These people who are holding you back are making you feel this way because these relationships are important for you. And if they're important for you, then bringing in clear communication is also just as important. If they are not able to understand that they are suffocating you at some point, if that's true, it's your responsibility to reach out and help people understand. Because please remember that just as how your intentions are good, so it is for other people around us, at least people we call as our inner circle, our family, our friends, people we work with. They all have good intentions for themselves and for us, just as how we have good intentions for them. So blaming somebody else to take away your freedom is a very convenient excuse to make. But let me tell you this, as your coach, I will say what I need to say to you. It is nothing but an excuse. The real freedom lies within your heart, your circle of influence. You can be amidst many, many responsibilities you have chosen to take in your life and yet feel free. Free to breathe, free to do what you want to do while you create the balance between your soul duties and the duty that you have towards yourself, your happiness, and the duties that you choose to have towards the world around you. Even maintaining that balance is also a choice. Is that right? Like, you may not choose your parents, but you can choose to see how you want this relationship to be in your life. Most of us choose people we marry, and we choose to work on this relationship for as long as we choose to. And at one point, when it's not a choice and it doesn't make sense, we choose to opt out of it, break out of it. That's also a choice. Being a part of a society is a way for us to be able to create a certain system that helps people to understand the way to behave with each other, so that there is more, openness and respect and space for people to be who they are. But when it becomes your limitation is when you make it into one for yourself. Anything that you want to do for yourself needs to go through what we call as an ecological check. What is ecological check? You keeping a check on the fact that what you want should not come at the cost of someone else's happiness. It should not be a cause of discomfort for someone else. That's called as an ecological check. That's what you want to do to build the character you want to build for yourself as a leader, as a respectable human, isn't it? Would you like that? Give me a yes in the chat. Would you like to be called as somebody who can be respected for who they are and for the way they respect other people around? Because the way we show that respect is to keep an ecological check at every point in our life whenever we choose to do anything for ourselves. When we do it at the cost of somebody else, there is no joy in it. And there is definitely no peace in it. Let me tell you that. Let me tell you that. So as long as you've maintained that ecological check, you are free to do whatever you want to do. You are free to take responsibility of your life. You just need to see what about you is holding you back. And the first thing is to drop these excuses, to stop blaming other people for taking away your freedom, because no one can. As much as no one can give it to you, no one can take it away from you. I can't set you free. So how can I hold you back? Only you can. And you are doing that. Now the question is, can you bring in some more awareness about your unawareness? Can you be more aware of how you're holding yourself back? And how are you taking away this freedom that you're seeking so badly in your own life? And what is it that you can do to truly set yourself free? Think about it. Because the answer lies within you. It's not in your relationships. It's within you. It's about you understanding how important those relationships are. And so what do you choose to do to keep these relationships? What do you choose to do to keep the balance? What do you choose to do to keep that ecological check and still be who you want to be and still do what you want to do and still live the way you want to live? So with that, I invite you to share your thoughts. What's going on in your mind right now? What are you thinking? What's opening up for you? Please do put it in the comments. I'm going to wait for a while after I close this session to just see where you are with this session and what's opening up for you. Because I really do hope that you have heard every bit of what I said very carefully. Because if you have, is when I can truly, genuinely wish you happy Independence Day. Because this is when you will set yourself free for real. And this is what I call as true freedom. So I wish you all the strength, the clarity, and the courage to be truly free in your life. All it takes is for you to allow yourself to let go. Please set yourself free and then see how much fun it can be to do whatever else that you choose to do along with this sense of freedom that you live with. I bless you all with this freedom and a lot more. Thank you so much for joining in today. Next week will be another important insight in the space of leadership and spirituality. Until then, I do hope you find the time to answer these questions. And only then will you be able to spread your wings and set yourself free. God bless you all. Thank you.